How you doing, jabronis? There's nothing in here. It's empty. It's not allowed on camera. No alcohol. I drank it all. It was just water, though. You know, by the time this game comes out, I'm probably already seen like half of it from these videos. I just can't help myself.
Before I sat down to play about 3 hours of Mafia: The Old Country, Hangar 13 President Nick Baines repeatedly mentioned his team's desire for players to finish this prequel story.
Honestly,
with that goal in mind, the latest Mafia game turns back the clock both
I haven't seen too much of it.
In the early 1900s in Sicily, and in game design as
well.
In
the face. Yeah, that's the video I saw, and then I watched the story trailer, and that was my very first reaction video I ever did on this channel, and that was awful because I didn't have the mic set up or anything, and it was dog shit. But I'm gonna keep it up there anyway for novelty's sake.
Full open world, and the developers seem to feel similarly about
this game sucked.
As players did.
I mean, it wasn't like god awful, but it wasn't it, man.
Were gorgeous,
yeah, Mafia 1 was good. Mafia 2 was great.
Backdrop of a stunning and highly detailed world that, while explorable, really only existed as a beautiful backdrop for your main mission, rather than trying to keep you busy with menial tasks and side quests. In fact, Baines seemed to suggest that the positive receptions...
I don't mind that it was chock full of like all the mobster tale cliches. They tried to disguise it like it was this open world sandbox, and it was hardly that, man. It was just kind of driving mission to mission, story missions, and while the story was solid in both games, especially the second one, like I want an actual playground, you know, for some organized crime activities.
Served as something of an inspiration to and North Star.
There is no Mafia.
This fourth
what are you talking
about? In the mainline series. I'm pleased
it's a stereotype.
It's
offensive.
Through chapters 3, 4, and 5 of The Old Country, the
development initiation
has seemingly succeeded in returning Mafia to its gameplay roots. This is, like Mafia 1 and 2, a story-first, not open-world action-adventure. And interestingly, your primary upgradable weapon isn't a gun, though they are certainly here, but rather your knife.
Your stiletto.
Is fully supported, and even better, it's only going to be $50 at launch, or as I like to call it, a reverse Randy Pitchford price tag.
I kind of dig that. Yeah, I saw it was only $50. I don't know if that was just to pre-order or what.
When I first picked up the controller, playing on a high-end PC, which is where the footage you're seeing here came from, it's the early 1900s, and late teenager Enzo Favara has recently escaped the his childhood laboring in, and started to become his own free man while working in the vineyard of Don Teresi, a Sicilian mafioso who protects the people and property of the region from the thieving bandits that lurk
It's
in
so
the
cool
hills,
we're finally getting a game like this.
for monthly protection payments, of course.
Just certain topics like the early days of organized crime, because I'm sure this game's gonna end with the transition from the old country to the United States, and it just hasn't been explored much in gaming at all, I think, for that matter. And the first TV show I saw really do it well was Boardwalk Empire.
I really like how the Old Country
if you're a big Sopranos fan, you should check out that show too. Very good.
Into a bound by blood, fully vetted member of the Teresi outfit who's got the green light to do anything he thinks needs to be done for the good of the family. We see this play out in Chapter 3, where Enzo's first taste of life outside the vineyard...
Some of the animations look a little dated, honestly,
but... Luca, the Don's right-hand man, and
I'm going to try to enjoy it still. Doesn't mean I won't make fun of it.
Cesare are essentially the mafioso version of an angel and devil on your shoulders, where Luca preaches patience and using violence only as a last resort, while Cesare is more of a shoot first and ask questions later kind of guy.
We let him act tough in front of the boy.
He's a sociopath.
Remind him of his obligations.
For example, on our first collection stop,
it's a common theme in organized crime.
Marco always pays on time, but on this occasion, he's late. Luca gives
That's
me
a lot
an
of lemons,
unloaded
bro.
gun to be used only as an intimidation tactic to get Marco to pay up.
Yours is unloaded. You give me a chance to be brave.
But Cesare told me, quote, an extra pair of hands helps jog their memory about the late payment. Side note,
Should have subtitles
I
on,
saw
bro,
more fruit
in the
in
game.
the 3 hours of playing Mafia the Old Country than I've seen in any game ever. We might need a new Game Awards category for this. Ultimately, no bullets were fired nor punches thrown, and I got the Don's money from Marco's safe after finding the combination nearby. I appreciate that Hangar 13 put thought into Enzo's journey into the Teresi crime family here and didn't just instantly let you become a murdering psychopath. Things escalated slightly on our second stop, though, after we rode our horses across
After not in the first mission, you don't do that, but the second one, open season.
Led by a man named Manuela, are on strike.
We can't have strikes around here, Manuel. You and your friends need to get back to work.
By the way, I can't emphasize how much I enjoyed staring at the countryside while riding to each destination on this mission. Mafia the Old Country ditches the proprietary engine it's used in all 3 previous Mafia games and moves to Unreal Engine 5 for this
No comment.
installment. To be fair, the previous engine was no slouch. Mafia 2 in
I mean, what's the
particular
big fucking deal? Like, what's wrong with Unreal Engine 5? Like, I don't know. I just know it's like very it satirizes the gaming market right now. I gotta look more into that. I'm out of my depth here.
Good-looking game at the time it came out, and Unreal maintains the series' reputation for delivering lovely locations. The perfect blue skybox and pillowy clouds that sit atop the rolling green hills and farmlands did a great job.
The pillowy Toy
establishing
Story
the old
clouds.
country's Sicilian setting. I can't wait to see more of this world in the rest of the campaign. Anyway,
Sounds like he's got a gun to his head. I can't wait to see more of this world.
made Manuela pull a knife, introducing me to what is, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps the weapon that Mafia the Old Country puts the most importance on. You can unlock and earn new knives, and each has unique modifying properties, giving you a reason beyond the cosmetic appearance of each blade to choose a specific one that suits
This
your
looks a little
combat
stiff.
preferences. You've got a lot of moves in a knife fight. Thrusts,
Maybe it'll be like one of those
slashes,
amusingly
parries,
bad games, though.
dodges. Like in the Batman Arkham games, heavy attacks can't be
The worst
parried
sin a
and must
game
instead be
can do is be boring and dull.
dodged. And there was still
Yeah.
one final collection errand to run.
That
in
doesn't
Chapter
look really-
3, and as you may have guessed by now,
That doesn't look like a
Carol
finished
didn't plan on
product.
this one. A visit to
But
a
the game's
farm
gone
in
gold, so,
Fichera
you know,
sees
fuck
him
it.
yell at us in a reversal because his new water pump was stolen by bandits, and the protection he pays Don Teresi handsomely for didn't protect his valuable property. It's finally here
well.
that the patient Luca tells Enzo that he's got free reign to put live ammo in his gun and not be afraid to pull the trigger, as these lawless bandits were effectively putting their hands in the Don's pocket by stealing from Fichera.
We can't have
You don't
this.
steal
This
from the
leads to a
boss.
hunt up the hillside through
There will be
2
consequences.
separate bandit camps before we finally squared off with and shot many bullets into the dozen or so wayward thieves that stood between us and the water pump they stole. The familiar third-person cover-based shooting gameplay will be instantly recognizable not just to Mafia series regulars, but also anyone who's played a good third-person action game in the past decade. The Old Country isn't breaking the mold here.
I mean, they
The
got-
gameplay system
They got balls for showing off this, because this is what you see is what you get. You know, they're not hiding anything.
are comfortable, effective,
I don't think.
and fun. Less comfortable, at least for me.
I think this is probably
was the
gonna get like mostly 7s at best.
scene that followed the death of the last of the bandits when Cesare,
At least they're not
cuts
charging,
off
like,
the
80
finger of
bucks
one of
for
the
it.
bandits, takes his gold ring as a bonus payment for his troubles, and tosses the detached digit into the well.
Could be pure
No.
gold.
I know he tossed the finger, but for a second I was like,
Enzo!
did he put his finger in his mouth?
Isabella.
With all of your
Isabella.
onboarding completed in Chapter 3, the next section of Mafia the Old Country saw one massive mission play out, involving the Don's daughter Isabella, who Enzo clearly has reciprocated feelings for,
Keep an eye on me.
and Gennaro. the son of Baron Fontanella, who's arguably an even bigger fish
I wish I
in the
might
Sicilian
gommage.
mafioso sea than Don Teresi is. New car, and he also wants to woo Isabella, so he sets up a picnic date in the nearby ruins. It starts with Enzo having to babysit
Who's
the
this stiff?
gathering and ends with a kidnapping, a car chase
Oh, shit.
involving you on a horse, a trail of bodies left in Enzo's wake, a
Of course it
stabbed
does.
double-crossing business partner, a happy Don Teresi, and an even more smitten with Enzo, Isabella.
Yeah.
It started quietly, with Gennaro driving Cesare in his car to the ruins, and Isabella insisting on riding there on horseback alongside Enzo. Yes, you'll be able to choose and ride your
Can I
own
name the horse?
in Mafia the Old Country.
Oh man, I don't break my heart like Red Dead Redemption 2. R.I.P. Speedy Sinclair.
With each steed even having its own personality
Ride like
and
the wind.
characteristics.
To the heavens.
Based on what I played, it didn't necessarily seem like your choice of horse would materially affect gameplay, but it was a welcome way to add a bit of life and meaning to the narrative nevertheless.
Here we are.
A pit stop en route to the ruins showed off the camera you can take pictures of scenic spots with.
Have you ever used one of these?
You just
before?
rob her.
Unfortunately, it was the only opportunity I had to
Cool.
use it in the 3 hours I played, but hopefully you get to use it semi-regularly over the course of the campaign. You're also
That's kinda
introduced
cool.
to the driving mechanics of the old
Just a
country
filter
after
of
you
it.
rendezvous with Cesare and Isabella in the form of a low-stakes race around the ruins. Perhaps a nod to
Oh,
one of
this is
Mafia
gonna
1's
suck.
most infamous missions.
Oh
While
no.
Cesare and Enzo
Dude,
are
the
messing
racing
around
mission in Mafia 1 is like infamously awful.
Gennaro's car
Oh,
during
it was
his date with
horrible.
Isabella.
I hated that part.
Bandits, I won't spoil their identity here,
I remember there was a mission like that in the
swooped in with
Saboteur
guns
too. That was a
blazing
good
and
game.
kidnapped them
Very
both.
underrated
They were
game.
really only after Gennaro, and having
I think
taken
they did it a
Isabella
lot
as
better.
well proved to be, well,
You know what's even worse though? The racing missions in I think Sly Cooper 1. Those always sucked. I swear you can't beat that your first time. Like it's programmed to screw you over. Like you, no matter how good you do. Maybe I do just suck, but those racing missions in Sly Cooper were
you can
terrible.
imagine it ended up complicating things severely. The shotgun in this segment and found that it packed a satisfying
I think the
punch.
Jack 2 ones were
There was no
kind of like
running
that too. It
knife,
felt,
let
but
alone
Jack 2 was just a hard game in
stealth
general.
shoutouts to a gunfight here. I brought Enzo
But I do
in
love
with
it.
an itchy trigger finger. After the aforementioned chase,
I mean, it doesn't
I was
look
able to
awful,
run
it just
down
looks a
their
little, like,
wagon and
unfinished,
gun
this
down
game.
Plenty of the kidnapping
Like, it needs more
contra
time.
And rescue Isabella,
Half-baked.
who rewarded Enzo with a kiss. Don't tell the Don. But while Cesare brought Isabella back home, Enzo still had to get Gennaro back, because returning without either one would leave Enzo equally dead from either father. It's this section that allowed me to really unleash my inner
That is
Sam
called
Fisher,
cross.
as it was set up for stealth
You never
rather
take it off.
nicely in an open area,
Unless you're
letting me
tanning.
pick my path and remain undetected.
Like a
If
real
you give
Guido.
Me a stealth option in a game, I'm gonna take
Actually, I haven't
it
been
9 times
indoor
out of
tanning
10,
in a while.
and Mafia the
I
Old
wanna
Country was no different.
At least live to see GTA 6.
The developers later told me that they don't expect most players
It's
to
just
make it
no
through
good.
the
Don't do
entire
that, kids.
area, which was admittedly quite large and stocked with a ton of bad guys
Oh wait, I'm supposed to be pausing this
without
more
alerting
frequently.
anyone. I took this as a personal challenge,
So I don't get
and while I held
copyrighted.
off for quite a while, eventually I did
In the
get
face.
spotted and had to start shooting. But while you are in the Old Country stealth segments,
Oh, I thought that was your friend. He just, like-
you crouch to make less
He just saw
noise,
red, just
throw
bloodthirsty.
coins, or track bad guys, and can either knife them quickly or try to strangle them unconscious, which triggers a button-mashing QTE you've got to be quick about, lest they slip out
Tap,
of your
tap.
grasp.
He's like
There
barely
are even
trying.
conveniently placed empty containers around that you can hide the bodies in so that they're not discovered.
Yep, that's-
The Old Country doesn't break any new ground here.
Exactly.
But in my experience, it does familiar stealth gameplay reasonably well. I do appreciate that there
The
are
whole, like,
other
picking up gun
spots
animation
on
thing
your
looks
rosary
stupid.
that affect
It looks
gameplay,
very,
but
like,
this one
PS2
dampens the sound of your footsteps. And I appreciated those dampened
Arrow,
footsteps
like, it's-
until I reached the last man standing for the kidnappers.
We've moved beyond that.
Messina, whose real story you'll learn when you play the game yourself. Enzo challenged him to a knife fight.
In a game
which
that's supposed to
Messina
look this
accepted
good, like
by
it looks, it's off. It looks
dropping his gun and
unrefined.
engaging Enzo on his terms. I was having trouble timing my parries just right in the ensuing battle, but I kept enough blood in Enzo's body for him to emerge as the victor in the fight.
You both gotta write a haiku before you duel it out. But it's gonna be all in, like, Italian-American slang. Gabagool. Forget about it. You wearing a wire?
Tells Enzo he wants Messina
You wearing a
alive.
fucking wire?
The rest of those bastards in the ground. Messina, you bring back to me alive.
Whoops.
Oh, hey.
About that. But ultimately, I did good, the boss said, and Isabella made her feelings quite clear with the smile on her face directed at Enzo.
What do you mean? She kissed your mouth earlier. She made it quite clear.
Chapter 5, the final one I got to play, let me again flex my
3 hours,
muscles
chapter
by
5. I
tasking
don't know how long
me
this
with
game is.
infiltrating the home of the man ultimately responsible for calling for the Gennaro.
Oh, yeah, I remember
my
this
collateral
from
damage
the
extension, Isabella,
video I watched the other day.
and dragging him out of his house and back to my boss.
Uh-oh.
Or, put another way, to kidnap the kidnapper. This mission could truly have been pulled straight from a Splinter Cell game, as I had my choice of ways up
Get
the
the
hillside
fuck
to a
out of
large
here,
villa
Splinter
at the
Cell.
top.
Come on.
I kept it
Know your place.
quiet, stabbing my way through the human
This is no
obstacles in
chaos
front of
theory.
me before eventually getting into the house and to my target. I wouldn't be so lucky on the way out, though, as by the time I walked out with my target in tow,
Dude, Sam Fisher would kick this guy's ass.
everyone still left standing knew what was going on, and I had to shoot my way out.
Blindfolded.
As to what happened to that man I brought to the Don, well, you'll find out. I left
That looks
my
stupid.
extended hands-on session in
That looked
Mafia
really
Game
bad.
Country with very few concerns. In roughly 3 hours, I played 3 chapters, but how many chapters are there? Whatever the number is, it didn't feel like a story that was going to be wrapped up in a tidy 6 hours. I don't know how long the old country ultimately is, but when factoring in the studio president's comment about wanting everyone to see the end credits roll, as well as the $50 price tag, it's safe to presume that this won't be a 40
Is that
or
John Marston?
30-hour game. But for my money, that's fine. I'm a dad
I guess
with
they're
a
alive
job.
at the same
I'm
time,
good
roughly.
with Mafia the Old Country
Well,
being a game I can
nah,
get
John.
through in a weekend or two. And more importantly,
Close.
I'm now quite confident I'm going to have a lot of fun playing through this one, however long it lasts.
He's like, did I read that right?
Gameplay mechanics are all
Please don't
solid
shoot
and
me.
familiar, with enjoyable stealth, shooting, knife combat, and driving. And perhaps the most important ingredient in a Mafia game, the story, had me engaged and eager to see where it was gonna go. It'll be good to get back to a Mafia 1.
What kind of psychopath doesn't have subtitles
It's
on?
been a long time. For more on Mafia the Old Country, don't miss our exclusive gameplay from last week, as well as the official story trailer. And for everything else in the world of video games, cruise on over to IGN.
Cool. I think it comes out in less than a month. I'll be there. I gotta finish Silent Hill 2, but maybe I'll play a game or two in between then. Because I'm gonna find a lot of time this week. I'm gonna finish Silent Hill 2 this week, but anyway, take it easy.